Hi there. Welcome. Another update. The sun is shining, as you can see. I'm going to start off with a little question. Some of you might have noticed, some of you haven't, but I haven't posted a CD update in a long time, and my feelings are that I shouldn't do it anymore. Why? I don't know. It's just maybe there's 30 people that watch it, and I don't feel like taking time out to do something and upload it and have people, like, minimum amount of people watch it. The ones who did watch it, by the way, got great responses from those. But if you want me to do more CD updates, personally, I don't care that much. You might. So let me know whether or not you want to see more CD updates, or basically the return of the CD update. But this is a vinyl update. And I got records. I got 3 7-inches and a whole bunch of records. Well, not a whole bunch, just a bunch. Starting off with the 7-inches, this is Jean Gabin. I'm not going to pronounce the titles. It's something French. This is on CBS, 1974. He's a French actor from, I believe, the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. A great actor. I've seen some of his movies, and mostly in the crime genre. And I don't know what this is, to be quite honest. It could be amazing. It could be very cheesy, but I just had to pick this up. Jean Gabin. And I'm going to show you the label. Orange CBS. So that's one. Then I have a 7-inch of Atlantic Star, Always. This is from 1987, and is it? Well, the 7-inch is from 87. But there's also a date of 83. I don't know. Haven't listened to it yet. It's soul, funk, disco, 80s stuff. Something I like, hopefully. This was an interesting find. This is Indochine with L'Aventurier. French post-punk group from the 80s. This is from 82. And they're more of a sort of a goth kind of French post-punk group. This is on Clement's Melody, a label I've never heard of, but I had to pick this up. So those are the 7-inch records. Now I got one new record and a stack of Goodwill finds, thrift store finds. The new one, this is Broken Brass with a Vengeance. Broken Brass, also known as the Broken Brass Ensemble, is a Dutch brass group that released an album before this called Grasshopper. They're so genius. And this is an album with a lovely gatefold, and there's more pictures here, and there's even more pictures here, and there's a theme. What's the theme, people? It's called With a Vengeance. And here are the song titles. They got, Jesus, the sun. Spartan, Ripley, Quaid, Rokitansky, Murtaugh, Brooks, Dux, Deckard. If you're an 80s fan, a movie fan, those names might ring a bell. Yes, they're names of 80s action movie stars, movie characters. It's blue, black, white splattered vinyl. wonderful color, and it's a lot of fun, this album. If you like brass music that has a very big hint of hip hop and some funkiness, you might like this a lot. If you don't know them, and most of you don't because they're Dutch, check out their cover of Macklemore's Thrift Store. Do it. It's Broken Brass Ensemble Thrift Store. Check it out. I'm gonna close the blinds because always complaining. A lot better. Okay, now on to the thrift store finds. First one, again Dutch, and again something that 99% of you do not know. This is Ramses Shaffi and Lisbeth List. Yeah. It's called Samen, which means together. It has a lyric sheet and more lyric sheets. Some Phillips. The thing is, this is especially Ramses. That's the guy. For those who don't know, I really admire his music. He's not always great, but stuff that I've heard that I really love. He's sort of a Dutch singer that sings in the style of French singers. Very much that chanson kind of thing. And he was pretty popular. This came out in 1976. No idea if I'm gonna like this, by the way, but I just had to pick it up. I never seen this at a thrift store, so had to pick that up. Next two are also from the same thrift store that I went to. Sort of my honey hole, if you could call it that. Didn't find much there this time, but doesn't matter. I picked up this one. This is Record Shack Presents Volume 1. And what is it? I haven't actually seen the gatefold. It's sort of a, I believe, from seeing the titles, electro, disco, funk kind of thing. It's on Record Shack Records. It's the US pressing. No idea what this is. This, I mean, I think Record Shack is a store and they had their own label. What you get here is lots of 80s stuff. This recording, this album is from '84. Oh, excuse me. You got Evelyn Thomas, Break Machine, Eartha Kitt, Miguel Brown, Earlene Bentley, Eastbound Expressway, Laura Palas, 7th Avenue, and that's it. There's a couple of, double artists doing multiple tracks. There's a little write-up here about Record Shack probably, but so it intrigued me, so I had to pick it up. The best find in the first thrift store that I went to is this one. This is a Rock Machine, I Love You. It's a compilation on CBS, and it's orange CBS, Dutch pressing. I think most people know the Rock Machine Will Turn You On compilation. This is contemporary music from the late 60s on CBS. You get Blood, Sweat and Tears, Laura Nyro, Mike Bloomfield and Al Cooper, The Byrds, Grace Slick and the Great Society. There's even the Brandenburg Concerto No. 3 from Switched on Bach. You got Leonard Cohen, you got Simon and Garfunkel, John Simon, Electric Flag, Don Ellis and his orchestra, Big Brother and Holding Company, Dino Valente, and Taj Mahal. So it's a mixed bag, and I really liked the cover. So Then I went on to another thrift store in my hometown. I had to do grocery shopping, and before I went there, I went to a thrift store. You always do, don't you? Picked up 5 records. Yeah, 5 records. First one is this one. This is a new record, or new. This is from 2015 on Compass Records. Never heard of the label. Never heard of the guy. He's called Bobby Long, and the album is called Ode. And I quickly sampled it. It's singer-songwriter stuff. Not much interesting, not really, not so good. Or, well, it's interesting. Let's just call it that. But it's a new record, so I just had to pick it up. Then I picked up UK pressing on Liberty of Willie and the Poor Boys by Creedence Clearwater Revival. I used to have a copy of this years ago, got rid of it, kind of interested in the folk rock of the 60s and 70s, and Willie and the Poor Boys is a good one. So picked it up again. This is Creedence. Oh, just notice this. There's a nice little inner sleeve. Then I also picked up this album. This is a pretty damn good series, the Super Sunshine series. This is volume 18, and it's Joe Cocker. Now, my wife loves Joe Cocker, and I picked it up for myself, but I know she likes it, so it might get spun when she's around, because normally, I tend to play records that she doesn't really care about. It's on Polydor Special. So yeah, you got his big hits. A Little Helper for My Friends, Feeling Alright. It's his 60s, early 70s stuff, so it's no not 80s stuff. This is a cool find as well. This is Super Soul on Atlantic. I love Atlantic compilations. What you get here is a bunch of really cool soul tracks. It's a gatefold. Very 70s looking gatefold. It's from 74. You get Arthur Connolly, you get Wilson Pickett, Aretha Franklin, Clarence Carter, Sam and Dave, Percy Sledge, King Curtis, Otis Redding, Bar-Kays, Detroit Spinners, Alfie Kahn's Sound Orchestra, Betty Wright, Beginning of the End, and Diane Warwick. And I like the cover a lot. So always pick up these Atlantic comps. And this is a great find as well. Really stoked. $2. James Brown Greatest Hits Volume 5. This is on the Polydor Medium label. Doesn't quite work, does it? No, because I'm screwing up the sleeve. Someone taped it. There we go. Polydor Medium. And it's James Brown. And there's nothing wrong with James Brown, especially his music. And I always tend to pick up everything that I see that he did. I got his tracks multiple times, but I don't care. I didn't have this copy. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye.